Hello. Today we're talking about comfort. What is it from the ascended master position? Do we find ourselves seeking comfort in these crazy times? And what does that mean for us as we live in this sacred dream? My name is Lorrayne, and this is Living Your Best Life, the channel for starseeds, light workers, and all who are seeking more upon this path. So, comfort. Comfort is something that, as little tiny ones, and I've discussed this before on the channel, but I find more and more I've been looking to comfort myself, and then I have to look and find out why. We seek comfort. We come into this world and we learn very quickly that comfort is good and pain is bad. Anything that soothes and supports our sense of comfort and well-being, we become, I'm not going to say addicted to, but close to it being the program that drives everything else. So if we're always being driven by this program of comfort, is what we are doing comfortable? Now, you and I both know that as an ascended master on this path, we are pushing against every boundary of comfort. We are not comfortable, which then propels us forward. Being in a state of discomfort is the thing that takes us as humanity and pushes us forward. Things that are out of what we find alignment for ourselves cause us, they give us the impulse to expand, to grow, to become more. So if you find that you're seeking and defaulting back to comfort foods, beverages, activities, ways of being, hiding yourself away from the greater world. Honestly, I can relate because so much is going on in the greater 3D world and also in the upper energetic fields. We're being called from our core to expand, to become more, to move out of the game, and as an ascended master to step into our rightful place, our God selves, our master creators. Comfort is the antithesis of what you really want to be doing now. And I'm going to ask you to reframe the opposite of comfort. It is not pain, it is expansion. We are being called and pushed and thrust and brought into all level of expansion into the greater whole. We are looking at the external reality and we see everything that we do not want, everything that is opposite of what we want in the world. It is pushing on our comfort buttons at every level. And we're finding that as we move further and further into this discomfort, we are seeking more. We are learning to surrender more. We are learning to gather up all of our powerful beingness and move further into the unknown. This is a very powerful time. And you, as an ascended master creator, are the one that is driving this change. We, as the collective one that is all, are driving the change into the new earth. We are discovering, growing, and learning. And the more we default back to our comfort, the more we are essentially hiding our heads in the sand. Now, that doesn't mean that 24/7 you should be pushing into the new reality. It means that you discover new ways that maybe are more autopilot-like, as opposed to you having to be consciously focused. There are a couple of techniques that I utilize to ensure that I am always on the leading edge, the leading edge pushing through the matrix. And those are, the first one is I set my intent. So I start my day with an intent to be of service to the greater whole. Now, this may sound inconsequential, not important, but setting our intent from the position and the recognition that we are the divine ascended master, we are the one whole collective of source. We are setting an intent to be of service to humanity. That sets in motion an energetic field that ripples out to the entire collective. It ripples throughout the entire game, the entire matrix. So I start my day with that, my intent. And then I set intents for, what I consider more minor intents. Intent for health and well-being for everyone, to have harmony and peace and joy permeate the entire collective. And it changes day by day as to whatever has been activated within my being. I do the same thing at night when I go to bed, but I add a few other things. For instance, I add the I do not consent, I do not consent, I do not consent, saying 3 times to any interference that is not of my divine source. That ensures that I have the peace of mind to go to sleep and do work in my dream time, knowing that I am not being influenced by anything that I would not want to be influenced by. These 2 ideas, simple, profound, help to ensure that I am in a position of service for the greater humanity. That I, as the Ascended Master Lorrayne, am doing my best to stand on that leading edge and support all of humanity through this change in our collective perspectives. So if you consciously set your intent every day, and even throughout the day, you can just tune to it. If something comes up that triggers you. Now, the last couple of days, I was kind of in a funk. And what I realized is, with the assistance of my friend Alina, who does biofield tuning, it's fantastic. I'll link her channel down below. She just recently did a free group biofield tuning. Powerful. So what happened was that I realized that I was taking on the collective trauma of dis-ease, particularly in the area of cancer, which I know is not something that anyone needs to experience. It is an idea inserted into the game by the dark collective, those on the side of the dark. Now, those on the side of the dark are still all us. They're all one collective source energy. But they've chosen to be in opposition. In a 3D reality, you need to have opposites. You need to have duality. And they inserted the idea of dis-ease. The create the problem, create the solution, and then just keep going around in a circle. So I realized there were technologies and advancements, 100 years ago, that would have collectively cleared this disease idea from the human collective, but it was blocked. And that created within me such grief and such pain. And sometimes we need the assistance of someone who does practices or services or modalities that can clear our field. And Alina helped to clear my biofield of this grief that was sort of a pall on top of me. And because of that, I found myself leaning into that which I found to comfort me. And it wasn't behaviors that are typical or normal for me. I didn't want to do the things that brought me joy, which is very strange. So I encourage you to find assistance when needed, and to do these two practices, morning and night, to center yourself in the intention of being of service without going into, it just left my brain. We don't want to go into sacrifice. We want to be of service for the greater whole on the cosmic level, on the big grand idea level. We don't want to go into sacrifice of ourselves. We aren't any good to anyone when we go into sacrifice. And I know this is a program that has been inserted into the greater human field, that you have to give of yourself, but you cannot stop and receive. That if you think of yourself, then you are selfish. This is wrong. If we are not in harmony and in tune and healthy and well and feeling good, then we are no good to anyone else. We can't be of service if we are in sacrifice. So I hope this helps you, gives you a couple of little tools and techniques to stay out of that comfort zone and move you into the greater field. Until next time, my name is Lorraine, and this is Living Your Best Life. Before I go, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel to reach more and to be of greater service. Thanks so much.